everyone. I'm just testing my mic right now. Sorry, I'm kind of new at this. I'm still figuring things out. Not sure who's watching anyways, but still, this is mostly just to record a tour. Anyways, hello anyone and everyone who is watching this. My name is Sydney, or Sid as most people call me. I recently posted a series of screenshots showing off my island, which over the past 5 years I have slowly been turning into a recreation of Animal Crossing New Leaf. It's a project I started, I think, maybe 1 or 2 years into playing, just looking at the screenshots I've kept across the years. But especially recently, I've turned it into a more full-scale project. So I figure if we're going to start the tour, we'll start it as if you were visiting my island in a dream or coming through the airport. So follow me. Very conveniently taking me from the back of the island to the front. You can see it's a Saturday, so KK is in the plaza. This is an overall layout of my island, Dnulcie, which is island spelled backwards. I have used 8 different Switch profiles to make unique buildings, and all of my villagers are New Horizons originals, the only exception being Sydney, who is also me. I just like to have her there for the fun of it. But Renee has been with my island since day 1. If she is in her house and I can show it to you, you'll see her furniture is all wooden block furniture from the tutorial. Everyone else has either been found through an island tour or moved in randomly or as a camper. So I haven't used any amiibo cards, I haven't used any online services to get my villagers. I don't even know the half of how to start with that stuff anyways. So, back to the island itself. Right in front of the airport we have a nice little resort area if you want to sit and soak up the rays by the pool. There's also a changing room and a storage shed, very convenient for visitors or if you just need to pick a little something up. To the east side of the island is the residential area, and on the west side of the island is the more rural area, and I like kind of going clockwise. So we have Under the Boardwalk, just kind of a carnival looking area, because when I think the sea I also think kind of like Coney Island, that sort of thing. And I also kind of tried to have the region separated by flowers, almost like informal streets, and every single color of flower is available here. So if you came to visit my island and you needed to get a certain number or color of flowers for a DIY, you're welcome to help yourself. Similarly, I like keeping my beaches clean. I know a lot of people have done cool stuff on their beaches, putting stuff out there, but I like them clean, especially if I need to harvest clams. And I got some hula ladies in the red, blue, green motif that I like to use. This is the first, or actually the 8th custom house. This belongs to Chef, which I will show later. Hello, Bandit. In the western, more rural region of the town, you know, we've got some silos, and here we see the first of my Zodiac Easter eggs. So I have a complete Zodiac animal set, and I've hidden them kind of across the island. So we've got the rooster by some eggy eggs, and the boar on top of some radish barrels, the Senmaiske barrels. For, you know, Saojon and Daisy. And over here, we have the visitor's tent. Ooh, pardon me. Pick that up. Very nice. Morning Glory, you got that. Oh, thanks. And a visitor is always going to remain in the tent. She will not ever upgrade into a house. I like the aesthetic of it, and there's a surprise inside, which we'll get to. Here's a Zodiac sheep figurine, chewing on a tin can. Verdant fields, nice little shack and shed. And here's a Zodiac ox figurine, so more of that. And I tried to kind of recreate that bridge that goes across the back end of the town in New Leaf. Regretfully, I did not take a screenshot, but you can see the arch and the blue, iron kind of using that. So, going over a river. Where is it going? Who knows? And here's my little tribute to the lighthouse. I got a pink hula lady for the mermaid. And I am fond of me lobster. Robert Eggers is awesome. Nosferatu is awesome. There it goes. And here is the train station, which is the mayor's house. Again, we will explore the interior shortly. And then this is my little money area. So, if you didn't know already, if you eat a fruit and then smack a rock, it will be destroyed, and then the next day it will respawn in a free spot of dirt. So I basically smashed all my rocks, covered all the spare dirt areas in a clear pattern, and then just left the only exposed soil here until I got all the rocks where I wanted. So I just have to sit in the corner there, smack them, and there we go. And here's the area behind the chef's restaurant. There is a kitchen hidden behind, you know, like you do. And this kind of prep area, I was kind of inspired by the movie The Menu with Ralph Fiennes in it. So there's, you know, smoker, bees, dried stuff, wheat gel. And I like having a nice, big, open plaza just to not only help with the load times, but when I'm swapping items in and out and doing that sort of thing, it's nice to have that clear. So continuing up this side of the island, I have these little shortcuts that I've placed to get to and fro. There's not really anything up here. I saw on an island in the Dreams that someone had put a stone bath here, and I thought it looked really nice, so I copied them. And these gyroids with the blue crystals are kind of my tribute to Atlantis, the Lost Empire, like those big statues on the borders of the city protecting it. So I love that movie. And here is the first of many tributes to the game Omori, which is one of my favorite video games. So here we have just a quiet little place to enjoy the scrapbook, flower crowns, piano, that sort of thing. Just the first of many, though. There are more to see. As you can see, there's kind of some stuff passing by in the background. We'll get to that later. But most importantly, Red's little secret spot. I know a lot of people decorate theirs this way, but I like it. And I don't like to brag, so all my gold roses are back here. There's a thoughtful looking moai. It's especially nice in the evening with the sunset. Stonehenge and a lighthouse for the east side. Miss Lady Liberty. Continuing. Again, this is the other side of the residential area. We will tour that last. And of course our good friend Captain. I actually had this shell up before the summer update way back when, so that was a nice bit of guesswork on my part. So that is, there's a full circle around the island. And John Mulaney's kind of a garbage person, but it's a grid system. You can't get lost. I keep that in mind when I design my island. And my New Leaf Island was very similar. It was kind of on a grid system too. Anyways, I do have screenshots for this next part. So to kind of show off what I was able to achieve. So here is the nice little scenic outlook. Let's see, what's the next one? So here we have the photo booth, which I have constructed out of a changing room and a storage shed. So contrary to popular belief, that's not a shower, it's a changing room. I'm good though. And then I've kind of constructed an alleyway out of some wooden partition, a fancy mirror, and it wasn't until after I put up my post that I realized you can use the back of transportation shops and shop storefronts as the back, and I was like, oh, this looks so much better. So I made some changes since that initial post. This is the Dream Suite, which is inhabited by the ghost. And here is the alleyway to Club LOL. So I've got kind of the number 1 right there, open. We're not going upstairs just yet. But Club LOL is no longer upstairs. It is now more compliant with canon, and it is in a basement. Which basement? You're just gonna have to find out. Here too, I also made some improvements to the Nook's homes by putting a medieval building site behind it. So now it's a little bit more solid looking in front of the post office. And similarly, I put like the little fishy door sign on there just to get a pop of color, vague, something that looks kind of like an envelope, I guess. And then just to keep up the space, it's a little picnic area. I found like it's a nice place to put To the Edge, which is just, what is this song? It's a song for when you're just kind of sitting and waiting for a fish to bite. Yeah, here is Main Street proper. Oh, that's Digby. Actually, someone asked me in the Reddit thread, where is Digby? Here he is. It's the Zodiac dog figurine. And this is the way to the HHA Academy. So I didn't take any screenshots of my own. This is from Nookopedia. But I have some doll houses and some balloons up. And a nice balloon cart too, I think very fondly on the showcase. And then the red bicycle here is kind of a tribute to Pee-wee's Big Adventure and the way that his house was decorated. I've taken a lot of inspiration from kind of the whimsy of it. Mine is a little bit more pastel inspired. We'll look at the interior of my house soon enough, but back down to Main Street. Here's where we have the Nook Emporium next to Able Sisters, which is, you know, obvious combo. But in the less advanced version of Main Street, this is where Leaf's shop is. And I had a second copy of New Leaf where I had a town called Holdover, which I used to exploit to get some turnip achievements. So as you can see, this is where Leaf's shop used to be. And it's tulips in New Leaf, but I chose pansies so it would match the little flower planter. So we've got the flower display case on this side and a greenhouse box on that side. And there's, you know, one artificial and one natural. So that's my little tribute to Leaf. And here is my little OK Motors area with the 3 pigeon dudes. That was a mobile game, so I didn't have any screenshots handy. And this isn't really supposed to be a 1x1, this is a tribute to them. And I particularly like this gyroid, that's why I put it here. And of course the music playing is Drive-In. And I tried to have music playing that evoked the original New Leaf, or like the song of the building. And of course on the other side of the gas station, wash your hands. This is Senpai's house, and I remembered I had the Bunny Day hanging sign, so I put this here. So Able and Nook Kix, they look side by side, and behind Kix's house, or behind Senpai's house rather, it's a little bunny in place of Kix. I thought that the coloration was kind of skunk-like. And that's actually a baby bed holding the shoe boxes up. So instead of a full recreation of Kix's shop, it's making use of the space behind the house. There's more inside the actual house. Oh, hi Audie. And then I put the plastic bench there with that logo to kind of evoke the swirl of the tail of the skunk sign. Same with putting the clock there. Oh, that's Harbs. I guess I didn't put the screenshot in that on the less developed version of there we go, of Main Street. It has Cosmos on it. So that's why I put Cosmos right there. So that's mine. But yes, back to the island tour. Next up is Har's Campground. Of course, we have a playground right here too in front of the school. And I put this little gyroid dude here because it looks like he's kind of packing the sand, making a sandcastle. And here's the Zodiac horse figurine, along with the springy guys and the rodeos. So, 3 different types of horsey dudes. Move this down. Yep, so here's the campground. Someone very kindly allowed me to get the RV items. I think it was a limited thing, same with the OK Motors sign. But I didn't get the OK Motors arcade game, regretfully. But yeah, here is Little Harb's Campground. Got the Midsummer pole up, even though it isn't midsummer yet. And this is also where I put my campsite, so it fits in the area. And here we have a golden axe for the honest among us. You know the story of the golden and the silver axe. It's in a lot of games and things. Then I have a covered wagon and a tent, different types of campers. And the cliff's in the way, I know, but the hammock's in the right place. Ah, yes. So that's next up on our tours. We're going to look at the ghost house. Ah, but first, this little place to sit and hang out with some gyroids. Alright, enough lazing about. So we've got some train tracks running again on the northern side of the island. And there isn't really anything to, like I put the bamboo stop blocks there. It's basically like we're frozen in time a little bit. And then just to, I guess I didn't put it in the slideshow. So I tried to put the plaza bench there because I liked where the birds were, and I wanted to kind of evoke the little yellow pelican of the post office. Anyways, so the first of my custom houses, aside from my personal one, belongs to the ghost, taking the place of the Dream Suite. I think what I'll do is I'll just put this in the same place as the date and time. So here we have the Dream Suite. I wish I had a smaller rug, but it's the thought that counts. And over in the corner here, I've got some slippers. Tried to get it as accurate as possible. In the back here, I get yelled at by the HHA for having this facing the wall, but I know better. And of course, behind here, we've got some nice plants, nice and soothing. And next up, we have Katrina. I love the I love this flooring, it's really cool. Same with the candles. So I tried to keep from repeating any of the pots on the floor. Had to arrange them a little bit differently than they are in the original, but I think I got it mostly right. So if you ever wanted to get your fortune did, that's where you go. Then next up we have the Reset Center. I even have the barbell up here. And again, I wasn't able to take screenshots of my own town. I don't even think I had the Reset Center put up anywhere. I don't think I ever unlocked it on my main town because I was a good little kid and I always saved. But yeah, I've got the screen in the back. This is my favorite thing about the Rossetti figurine. You can turn his headlamp on and off. Yep, there's the Reset Center in the ghost house. Ah, yes. basement, we've got Club LOL, or Club 101, I guess. And this is a shout out to Golden Freddy 85 on Reddit, who said, Club LOL goes up instead of down. My immersion is ruined. Was this a random mistake? And I'm like, you're right, Golden Freddy. It clearly belonged in a basement. And this used to be like a dungeon, but I think it's a much better use. I even got the gyroids right, so I hope you're happy, Golden Freddy 85. And then on the top floor isn't any particular reference to anything, just kind of a spooky lab. I suppose I could make this into the reset center, but I don't wanna. I kind of like how this looks. And there's one last room in the ghost's house. And I like having these kind of hidden little rooms behind the partition here. This is my tribute to Twin Peaks, which is one of my favorite shows. I like this song in particular because it sounds like it's reversing at a point. Like so. That gum you like is coming back in style. R.I.P. David Lynch. One of the best to ever do it. So that is the ghost's house. Next on our tour, we've got the mayor's house. Which is him right here. I'll have to record a proper thing with the transitions. Oh yes, we're supposed to be going to the manager's house first, because I made the manager's profile before I made the mayor. So here we are at the train station. Let's explore. So the main chamber isn't a particular tribute to anything, though this kid here in the t-shirt is kind of a tribute to Spirited Away. The train station they go through at the very beginning, I've always kind of been visually drawn to it. So on the western side is a fancy sign. I wonder where it's for. It's Gracie Grace! This in particular is modeled after the New Leaf appearance as much as I could. I also tried to take some inspiration from the city folk by having that reception counter be as it is, and the lighted display cases. There's only a wallet tray, or a key tray rather, on the thing, because if you have to ask how much it is, it's too expensive for you. On the other side is recycle. And I tried to again find as close a melodic match to their theme from New Leaf, and Animal City ended up being it. So there's their commemorative plate, there's their rings. Very cute. And I had the bamboo kind of in place of the stacked up wood in the corner. And some dreamy unicorn toys. Alpacas and horses are very different animals, but then next up is upstairs we have the roost. And the roost was originally where Gracie Grace currently is, but then I was like, oh, I could make this so much bigger if I put it on the second floor. And this used to be a hotel, but I like this a lot more. Little cafe thing. And there's a Brewstoid in place of Brewster. Tried to get it as true to life as possible, get the props in all the right places, so. And in the basement of the manager's house is the train station. And there's the Zodiac monkey figurine. That's Porter. I think the other monkey was named Champ, if I'm not mistaken, but it was Porter in New Leaf. I do miss the train, but I understand why it wasn't in New Horizons, as we're literally on an island. But I would like it if there was like a ferry or something to take us somewhere else. The back room is, well, the back room is a train, so remember to punch your ticket. It's just like a nice place to be. Got some advertisements on the top for making it feel like an actual train car or a subway. I like trains a lot. I think they're neat. So yeah, that's the manager's house. Next up, though, is the mayor. This is definitely the mayor this time. Here's the town hall. And Isabelle. I tried to put, like, again, like, little motifs to replace the NPCs we know and love. Like, we already have an Isabelle. This is Isabelle back at home. And of course we have got the globe, got the old mask for Tortimer. I could technically, I have his amiibo, so I could technically get his poster if I wanted, but I like the look of the mask more. And there's the gold tortoise figurine anyway. And behind the bookshelf, we've got the Lost and Found. Now I did, this poster I did use my amiibo for, and I was so happy that he was in my collection. So, I don't really use Pitfall Seeds. so I used just the few that were in my inventory. And the same with the busted parts, since those are new to our Lost and Found. As well as that book. Who knows where that book originally belonged. I think Pondering was a pretty good song for the vibe here. So, we don't have like a literal calendar, but the number poster looks nice. Next up we've got Nook's Homes, so let's go there. Nook's Homes is where it would be on the street, so it's to the west. So we've got the raccoon figurine behind the desk. So this is not only influenced by HHA and New Leaf, or Nook's Homes and New Leaf rather, but also the Happy Home Designer layout, which I also try to take cues from. So things like putting that file cabinet and the printer where they are, putting the posters up where they are, the certificates, versus what it looked like in New Leaf, which is relatively small. So I took visual cues from both of those when I was creating Nook's Homes here. And on the east side, we're going to go to the post office. We have Pelly and Phyllis. Pelly, it's the daytime, so it's Pelly's shift, but Phyllis is sulking in the back there. And I like this, it's the KK Hop, because it's got the whistle and the wow wow wow. So it kind of reminded me of a hybrid of their themes almost. If you go further up, you can see there's the door, books and things, and there's the bags of mail as well, and the bag hanging on the wall. There's that. And then next on our tour is Shampoodle, so let's go upstairs. Again, I love the whimsy of Shampoodle, but it was such a pain getting your hair to look the way you wanted it without using a guide. So I miss Harriet, but I like how she is now, just giving you new styles to make for yourself. And in the basement of the mayor's house is not exactly a recreation, but my museum of forgeries. So all the forged fake versions available, I have also collected and placed in here using the museum wall. And I use the cherry speakers as kind of a Dean Koontz-esque way of getting some music piped in. This sounds both stately, and it's also got Red's kind of wheedly, whiny instrumentation. So this is Red's museum. Just a little thing for fun. So yeah, that's the mayor's house. Now let's see who we've got next. Ah yes, Chef's house. I will have to record and properly edit a video showing off the island. Because the other islands are more aesthetic themed, but Chef's House has some recreations in it too I'd like to show off. So his main house is kind of an ice cream parlor. It's very nostalgic. It's kind of modeled after a place I'd go when I was a kid. It was called Licks, or Licks Unlimited, I think. Looked a lot like this. Of course, it's nice to have a bathroom available on your town. So, a bathroom with a changing station. Installs for anybody. Nothing too special. On the right-hand side, we have kind of this arcade, Dave and Buster's, Chuck E. Cheese area. So, pinballs and all that kind of fun stuff. And then upstairs, we got kind of a convenience store. Or like a grocery store, I suppose. Just up and fill the space for my chef house. It's the basement that has the fun stuff. Because this is a recreation of Chef Gusteau's kitchen from Ratatouille. So in the corner here we have, from the official art book, Ratatouille art book. So tried to get as accurate as possible with the space that I had available. So with the Chef de Barty up in this area, and then the Zodiac rat figurine is my little chef. He's even making the same soup, special order. Oh no, didn't mean to do that. And then the last Easter egg, or the last room, is in the back. What's in the back? It's hidden away. Welcome to Five Nights at Nooks. So this is my little Freddy tribute. You see that Golden Freddy 85? So I tried to, again, recreate the main building as accurately as possible with the posters. We got Balloon Boy from 2 and the mannequin jump scare, I suppose. Golden Pumpkin. Yeah, Five Nights at Nooks. There's a cupcake in the back and the popcorn and the soda. Over here we've got Freddy lurking. And then an eye patch bunny as kind of both Bonnie and Foxy, I guess. There's a phone for phone guy. And on the other side we got Chica and her pizza. Some spooky noises playing. And then I know Chica likes to mess with the video, so I've got a broken TV in that corner there. And then the monitors hanging here, I've kind of designed them so it's like when you're going up and checking on them, checking on the maid again, you know. So yeah, here's my little FNAF tribute. And that's the chef's house. Alright, the only houses left visitor, mom, senpai. Yeah, a visitor, mom, and senpai. So we'll go look at a visitor. Here's like a little tribute. It's like The Martian, I guess. So the lunar lander needs to be repaired. They've got the little sprouts like the potatoes, I suppose. Toolbox, and the model kits also have lunar rovers on them, so. So the other houses are further down Main Street. So I put Mom's house in the campground, and I'm deliberately keeping it one room, so it won't get much bigger than this, but I like the bushes and the nostalgia of it all. And of course, in Mom's house, all of the Mom items are on display. Try to get kind of a nostalgic feel to it using ranch items, but the spooky flooring and her back being turned is just, I guess, a little evoking Coraline a little bit with the other mother. But the mom character is actually modeled after Cooking Mama, and I'll show you her stuff later. I'll have to film and properly edit like a tour of this, but this is just to get it out there. Here's Senpai's house. You can probably guess what the theme is here. It's a school! So I have both the locker wallpaper and actual lockers. I tried to pull on a lot of memories, but not like what we had the mosaic floors and all the school spirit and the trophy case and everything, so. So here's prom, I guess, using prom items. Here's the prom queen about to be crowned. What's that strange noise? I got an oinkoid up here, so a little Carrie joke with the pig's blood that was dropped on her, but so we just got a little oinkoid up there, frozen in time. And back here, we got a classroom, like an elementary schoolish kind of classroom. You know, kid giving a little report. Stickers all over. You know, it's very pleasant. You know, there's that kid bringing in a fountain pen trying to be way older than they actually are. On this side, there's a nurse's office. So there's a medical facility on my island, technically, kinda. And I swear that my elementary school nurse's office was similar to this in layout, so. Childhood memories. On the top floor we got a little library. The Thinker statue is the beleaguered librarian. Got a kid browsing, got the book on a stool. Yeah, as you do. And in the basement there's the cafeteria. So we got some lunch workers here. So that's Senpai's house. Now that's, I think, all of the houses shown off. Yeah, there's... Oh, my house we'll save that for last. Last and certainly least. So all that's left really is just to go over my villager houses. So Renee was my first villager, and here she is celebrating my birthday, so in 2020, June 20th. And then I think Judy was the next one. Yes, so Judy I met on an island tour. This is her house, very proper. And then maybe just like pleasant little areas laid out. And after Judy came Sherb. And this is his house here. It's very cute for a silly little boy. It's a little good boy. Yeah, and then Audie was a camper. Her house is right here. There's Green Mums. Enough for a DIY recipe, so if you're in need of Green Mums, they're in her garden. Hi, Dom! But after Audie came Sid. CYD Sid, the elephant. So I gave him a chess set so he can school me. After Sid was Quinn. And Quinn was one of those where I ran out of Nook Miles tickets and I was like, I give up. And then the next day I woke up and I saw that. I was so happy. So Quinn is the Twilight Sparkle looking eagle. Hey, there she is. That is definitely a bizarre dream. Yes, and then Dom was a islander from a village tour. I remember being very excited when I found him. He was very... This was pre-Amiibo, so I was getting all of these organically. So here's Dom's. He's a tough little guy. These are all these tough guys. I think I got Megan's second to last, but I didn't screen capture when or how I found her. But I filled her garden with purple hyacinths for a similar reason. If you need them for a DIY, there's enough. And the inside of her house is honey themed, so I put like the bees and everything there for her. Oh, and I put this right here is Renee saying, I've been around since like the beginning. That's a visitor talking to her in a previous life. Yes, and then Cephalobot. This little dude. His birthday was recently, April 1st. So I kind of gave him an alien dog, and if you try to approach it, this guy shows up. Don't even think about it. So that's Cephalobot's little house. And then lastly, Sydney I also got on an island tour when I just gave up on who was going to be the last person living on my island now that I had all of the New Horizons originals. And just to be kind of cheeky, I made her yard another Omori pastiche. So her room is like Neighbor's room. Which is from the game Omori right there. So you can kind of see there's the rainbow stairs, there's a Zodiac snake figurine, there's a My Melody, I think, is the cloud maker in the back, and I even have marigolds and a little ofrenda. And instead of a single bean, the sets of the bean tossing kit. Then we hear the tentacle and the watermelon in the corner. And I wish she was inside, because the inside of the house is white space, also from Omori, which looks like this in-game. But there is one last Omori Easter egg I will show off before I show off my house. And it's up this away. Here is the treehouse from Omori, which is similar to Neighbor's room, but a little different. It's more of a mirror on it, so you can see I turned it sideways so you can see. So this is what's hidden behind the shop fronts. And I wish I had the eggplant cow from the Obon Festival, but I only had the presence of mind to buy the cucumber horse. So, I'm a little bummed about that. Oh, and if you turn on the VHS, look who it is. It's Mari, I guess. And in front of Sydney's house, it's playing I Love You, and this music box is also playing I Love You. We've got cookies and all that stuff. So, Omori's a game I really, 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 really love. It is excellent if you love mother types like Undertale. Highly recommend it. It's extremely cathartic. Anyways, I think it's about time we check out my house. And the inspiration for my house was kind of these playhouses that they used to be. When we go outside, I'll show it off again, but yeah, this is the inside of my place. It's honestly not that far removed from my room in real life. I wish I had a sloppy sink. I don't have a sloppy sink, and I would very much like one. And I have every single DIY except for the iron ladder setup kit. That is the only one I am missing. So I may ask humbly for assistance with that last bit. But yeah, I've got kind of a tiny house design principles, as if you divide the room into smaller quadrants or areas, it's more like you got 4 little rooms. And I've kind of taken some some layout inspiration from the museum. So the bugs are to the right, the fish are to the left, and the bones are straight ahead. So this is my complete gyroid collection, including the Brucedoid, and my gallery of my villagers. And next to Cephalobot is Marina, who was where Sydney currently is. I think it's almost funny because of Mari and Omori, Marina. And on top too are some other villagers who gave me their photos, but they're not so rare. Except for maybe Zucker in the top corner. I think I've had all the octopi. I even had Octavian, though I never got his photo. Yeah, I just have a stereo going, playing random music to let the gyrates do their little thing and just hang out. And on the other side, which is aquarium-ish, aquarium adjacent, that's the word I'm looking for. I have a complete mermaid set. I am a completionist. I like showing up the things I've found and the things I've made. Judy gave me 2 photos. She must really like me. So I put it kind of behind the vanity as inspiration because the colors very much match. So, Judy, this one's for you. And on the top floor, we have my pirate room. So I think I also have a complete pirate set. I just don't have all of it displayed. It's not all of it's there. Here's my little parrot. I had a bird a while ago. Her name was Pudgy the Budgie. She is no longer with us, but here she is in my attic. And in the basement, I love gold. Everything gold. Like any item that has a gold variation I've tried to collect in this room, no matter how silly. So even the golden alarm clock, it's Cogsworth and Lumiere, why not? There's the Zodiac Tiger figurine for Tiger King. And I have the Zodiac Dragon figurine, I need to find a place to put it. Anyways, golden meter and pipes, golden samurai, even the toilets back here for privacy. And this is where I have the fossil plaque. So yeah, golden basement, and I'm playing KK Bashment for the basement. I'm really silly like that. And there's just one room left to explore, and it's hidden behind the bookcase. It's my little work area. I love gold! And in here in the back I have a complete Zodiac set. I didn't get the Capricorn statue until very recently. I was very, very happy when it happened. And Sherb also gave me 2 photos, so I've got Sherb hung up. And he's in a sleepy outfit, so it's fitting. This is where I go to dream. And I will update my dream shortly. But yeah, that's my island. I'll go back outside to show off the how the house looks compared to the inspiration. And I got this all done in about an hour. Not bad. I really should record a proper video so you guys don't have to sit through all the loading screens, and I can also show off all the different profiles. So there's my house right there, and the inspiration for that sort of thing. So the colors aren't exactly right, but this was what it looked. This looked best for the materials available within Animal Crossing. So. But yes, thank you so much, everyone who showed up. And to the stream and everyone who's going to watch it afterwards. I really do think I'll have to record separate things. Oh, and I will, one thing before I go. When I was talking about how I had 8 profiles, this is what I meant. So there are 8 different player profiles. And there's that number, 2,390 hours or more. Something I learned is, and it's been at that number for several months now, so I have definitely played more than 2390. And the amount of time I've spent on the island in between my Reddit post and now has been probably like 10 hours. So what I've learned though is that when you transfer your data between switches, your playtime also freezes, and it won't update until you've reached that playtime. So it's not going to get higher than that 2390. And then in addition to all the time I've spent on these profiles, but they don't have Nintendo accounts because I'm not silly. So across all 8 of these profiles, I have definitely spent more than 2,400 hours. I wouldn't be surprised if it was more like 2,500, 2,600. There are ways to check it, but I'm not going to look. Anyways. Thank you again for showing up, everybody. And I'll see you around.